Hi and welcome back to So Blessed by Jess, and today we have another classic block and it's called Crossroads. So I'm really looking forward to making this. Again, this is going to be a 6.5 inch block, and so we have 9 1.5 inch blocks. We have 16 red 1.5 inch blocks. I took our 3.5 inch squares and then I cut them on the diagonal twice to give us these these triangles. And lastly, we cut a 2-inch square and we cut it on the diagonal once. Okay, let me go ahead and lay it out, show you what the plan is, and we'll start sewing it together. So here's the block that we're going to be creating today. As you can see that it's every other row, so it's on point, and when we put it together, I want us to think about it in rows like this, so it's easier for us to sew the 1/4 inch seam. But I have the 1.5 inch squares in the center. On the outside are our 16 or 12 triangles that were cut from the 3.5 inch square, and then on the corners were the 2-inch squares that were cut in diagonal once. All right, let's go ahead and face the machine and we'll start putting it. All right, I'm going to leave everything on my wool mat. I am going to need to make some design boards. It'll be in my future soon. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna flip, line up the corners, and start sewing. And I'm gonna have to look at how I want to got a little off track thinking about what I was going to say to y'all. Let's try that one again. I'm going to press everything to the dark. We'll see how that lines everything up. All right, I'm just going to like. And I'm just going to continue working down the block, taking them 2 at a time to the sewing machine, chain piecing them, and then putting them back on the board where they belong. And when I finish all the rows, I will come back. So this is the rows all sewn up together. So you can see I have not sewn them together, but now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this triangle and cut it off right here. So I'm going to go ahead, get my, I'm just going to lay it right on top so you can see. I'm going to take my piece, I'm going to get a straight edge in my rotary cutter. Oops, let's flip it around the other way. I'm going to line up just across the top, and I'm going to chop off those large triangle pieces. And I'm going to do that to each one all the way down. We're going to make that checkerboard pattern. As you can see, it's a little wonky, but there's the making of our square. So the next piece that I'm going to do, I'm going to get my pins out. And I'm going to lay these on top of each other. Now, when I flip them over, these seams are going to nest. They're going to lock up with each other. But this time, I'm going to take my pins, they don't move because the seams are so small, or the blocks are so small. Going to go ahead and pin them so they're not moving when I'm working through this line, through this block. Okay, I'm only pinning at the intersections. All right, let's reveal together. Beautiful. Now, when I go to press, I'm going to press these seams open. I'm going to run my finger along like that, and then I'm going to place, oh, my iron's still hot, let's go ahead and do it. I am just going to place my iron on top. And I'm going to press this again at the end, but this will help, and it'll alleviate the bulk in the back. I could put a clapper on top if I wanted to, but I'll do that towards the end, just to keep these seams down. But that is what we're going for. All right, so I'm going to line it back up. I'm going to flip it over to the next one. I'm going to look at my seams. I'm going to lock them together. I'm going to feel that they're snug in there. Use a pin. This is what takes me the longest piece because I really want to make sure that these intersections line up. It's harder with this checkerboard pattern for me to make sure my seams line up. Okay. It's going to take my time. This is not a block that you hurry through. And the last one. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and sew this and be right back. All right, let's see what we have. And the winner is, ooh, there we go. This one's a little off by like a thread. No worries though. I'm gonna go ahead and open it back up. Open up my back seam. Now if you wanted to press all the seams open, you could do that too. And while that's still hot, I'm just gonna lay a clapper on it. I'm gonna put it off to the side right here. There we go. And I'm going to sit that there. Now I'm gonna go ahead, finish the rest of this block by sewing it together, and then we'll come back and we'll sew the corners on. All right, so here is everything sewn up together so far. And now we're on these quarter triangles, or these half triangles that go on the corners. But as I look at that, it's not a lot of room, and I really like there to be at least a 1/4 inch going off of either side. And so these were 2-inch squares that I cut in half. Oops, let me put it back in view. So these were 2-inch squares that were cut in half. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to this fabric and cut a 2.5-inch square and cut it diagonally once, so that I can go ahead and lay it up here and it'll hang over at least a 1/4 inch on either side. But this is looking pretty good so far. So I'm back. Now, doesn't that look better? So this was our 2-inch square cut half. This is our 2.5-inch. So when I place it up here on that corner and I flip it over, it's gonna give me enough room that I can go ahead and do that 1/4 inch seam and not have to worry about the square being wonky. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these dog ears off first. Then I'm gonna go ahead and sew all 4 corners and we'll wrap up this video. All right, so we have one more thing left to do. As you can see, our corners are all sewed on. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna trim this down to 6.5 inches. As you can see right now, this block is definitely larger than 6.5 inches. I have, if I put my numbers on, there we go. This is a 6.5 inch ruler. So I'm gonna look and determine where the middle is. So let's see here. We have this dotted line right here is the middle. And then this dotted line right here is also the middle marking. As you can see, there are 45-degree lines going in each direction. I'm going to try to keep this right in the middle of my block. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, I'm going to take my fingers, press it down, kind of wiggle over to the side. Cut the side and the top. Remove that. And then gently twist this around. Okay. Moving my body around. And there we go. Our Crossroads block. How amazing would this be as a checkerboard? I think I'm about that too. You can just extend it and make it larger and quilt it up, make a checkerboard for the summer. Kids would love to you roll it up, bring it to the park, bring it to on a road trip with you. Amazing. All right, and we just completed the Crossroads block. Okay, so here are the 4 blocks that we have completed so far. Oops. Okay, so we have our Jacob's ladder block that we created, our monkey wrench within a monkey wrench. We have our bear claw and our Crossroads block. This is coming out amazing so far. I am really pleased with and I'm not even planning the color selections. I'm just whatever I'm feeling at that moment when I am making that block. So we're doing really good. I hope that you're sewing along with me, that you're following the directions and the diagrams that I have embedded into the videos and in the description box. I hope you have a wonderful day. Share, like, and subscribe this video. Let's get the word out on making traditional classic blocks. And if you have a favorite classic block that you would like me to demonstrate on our channel, on my channel together with you, please go ahead, leave it in the comments below, and I will get back to you and add it to the queue. All right, have a fabulous day, and I'll see you in the next video.